It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Boy singing hollering at you here. Man, I'm just so fired up in the office. Just got here. I just want to say a few things to some of you guys out there. Stop pulling your money out of your 401k. Stop pulling money out your IRAs and all those things because you're scared of the market. What you're doing is you're costing yourself more money. Yes, I know it's uncertain. And people say, oh, my account, I lost some money in my account, so I pull it out. So when the market comes back, I'll reinvest it. So what you're saying is that just follow me now. So when I bought this stock, I paid $100 for it, $100 a share. I paid $100 a share for it all these years. All of a sudden now just say you had $200,000 in your investment, and now all of a sudden it drops down to like $100,000. You say, oh my God, I gotta save my money. So then you pull it out. Now you probably pull out the manner that you borrowed it, or due to the fact now the rules have changed, you can pull some money out of whatever. But now you took that money out. So now all of a sudden now that share you paid $100 for, so at the time the share dropped down to $50 a share, right? Then all of a sudden now, while you pull that money out and you're waiting to see if it's going to come back, then it hits 55, it hits 60. It hits 70. And you go, oh my God, it's going back up. I got to get back into it. You lost. You lost. Because now you're buying the shares, now you're buying less shares because over the penalties, over you have still been adding to it. The compounding effect of what it would have been in there, $200,000 or $150,000 or $100,000 compound a lot more faster if you're still adding to it. So when it comes back, dude, it's going to ramp up. So now when you paid $100 for that share and that share drops down, yes, that share would never recover until it gets above 100. But then when it drops back down and then you start buying shares at $50, $60 a share, $55 a share, $70 a share, you got that bounce back. And then that's going to take and push the other one up. It's why you never pull your money out.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull up.
You never pull it out. I don't freak out. I just dig in. And you gotta understand, guys, is that you gotta ask yourself, you gotta be in the risk sometime to come out on the better side. A risky market will always make you better on the other side. The question is that can you weather the storm? Stop asking other people what are they doing and start saying, you know what, I'm just gonna ride it out. If you're in your 60s and 70 years old of age, you need to start really thinking about, hey, maybe I need to be a little more conservative with my investments. The older you get, the less risky you become. That's why I tell people you can't control your 401k sometimes because by the time you get into it, make the adjustments, it's too late. You don't even know if it's going to be there for you. People invest their 25, 30 years in something they have no guarantee on. I understand it because you know why they do that? Because the masses. They look to the left or right at a guy that goes, man, I love my 401k, or I love what's happening to me. He's about ready to retire. And I got $2 million in my 401k right now. And you said, I want that to be me. Not knowing that if we go through a crisis like we're going through today, that's not that $1 or $2 million is not even guaranteed, man. Second thing, people hit me up and say, man, how's business? Business is good. Business is always good for me. I'm get caught up in highs and lows. I just keep it steady. I'm always fired up. People say, hey, man, what are you doing? Or how can I start in that? Second thing, how can I make money? Can I make money instantly? No, you can't. Can you start to build a business instantly? Yes, you can. And what you're doing is that you're doing a snowball effect. Can you get to the point to where you can make unlimited amount of money? Yes, you can. The question is that can you go through the process? Nobody wants to go through the process. Everybody wants something now. Like it's a microwave world. Put in there, hit the button, boom, my food's done. That's what we lost. That's what we lost today. We lost the patience to go through the process. Everything that comes to you fast, you lose fast. You got to go through the process, man. You got to be willing to take risks. You got to be willing to fail. You got to be willing to go through things where most people won't go through in order to have the thing that most people won't have. What's your sacrifice? What are you willing to give up? That's why I said 75% of the people are employees. The other half, the other little small percentage, is the people that run these companies, and they make all the money because the people below them don't want to take that risk, but they want to go to work. They want to make some money. And then as soon as these big guys at the top start losing money, they start shutting doors. So then these employees, what they do, they start to go to unemployment, right? Unemployment. And then all of a sudden, then they start wondering, like, man, what's going on? I can't pay my bills. You know, they don't think about me. They never did. They never cared about you. They cared about their business. You was fulfilling a title. You was fulfilling a position. Once that position title is gone, they don't need you. Guys, you got to get smart. You got to get your own business. You got to own your own piece of art. I have life insurance through my job. Your job owns it. You don't own it. And then you paying for it. Then, you always want somebody to give you something. Why don't you just say, hey, how can I take a little bit of money and get into a product that I know that's going to help me with all the gains, no losses, no concern about the market corrections at all. And I know in 25 or 30 years exactly what I have. It's called a commitment. It's a long-term commitment, but with a huge compensation. Can you go through the process? I'm going to end it on this. I just got the phone with my mother, and she's talking about this young, older lady that I've known for many years, who said, man, she's in her 90s. And she said, man, I'm glad that I pinched my money all those years. I think she ain't, her husband passed away many years ago, and she ain't worked, and she goes, I had to do some repairs in my home, and I did, and I still got money. Where majority of people today are trying to figure out how to make it, living paycheck to paycheck. Guys, you got to understand this. You're going to get old. You're going to need some money. Don't fool yourself, man. These cell phones, these shoes, these people buying cars they can't afford, and all these type of things, man. You got to get wise. You got to give your 20s, 30s and up to have the life of your 40s and 50s that you want. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you that. I'm living that life. No concerns about money. None. Because of what I did in my early age. Thanks to my mom and dad tell me, man, you better be a saver. Mom and dad tell me, man, you better be a saver. You better put that money with my dad always saying the rain man gonna show up. And when he do, boy, you better be able to pay him or you're going through it. And Laos right now, the raining man is knocking on the door and say, hey, here I am. It's that season. Did you prepare for me, or did you just think I wouldn't show up? So I'm speaking to each and one of you out there, man. If you care about your money, your family, man, hit me up. Let's have a conversation. You know what I mean? Stop being scared of things that you know nothing about. Stop fooling yourself. Reach out to somebody that cares about you, man. I really want to help you. You got them kids. You getting all these tax credits back every year, and you blowing that money on what? Trips and buying anything that don't even set no value. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to put it in my kids. Hit me up, man. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. It blows me away. I know a ton of people. I got buku. That's an old word in it. Buku family, man, and they just like crazy. I watch them on Facebook, man. I'm like, call me, dude. You guys don't have to live that lifestyle. You guys should be saving money. Stop flashing cars and liquor and all that stuff. What that's supposed to do? I don't know. I get it, man. Drink. But them cars and stuff don't say nothing. It says you got a bill. That's all it says. I want to ask you this question and then on this. And I always ask my clients this. If you're 30, you should have $30,000 saved up. If you're 40, you should have $40,000 saved up. If you're 50, you should have $50,000 saved up. You ask yourself that question, how far are you away from those numbers? If you ain't near those numbers, I encourage each and every one of you to hit me up. Let's have a conversation, because conversation is powerful. So stay fired up, stay safe out there, and there's still people killing it out here during the COVID-19 era. It's just a season. We'll get through it. And but just don't sit still, man. Just don't sit still. Don't sit at home and just hope things are going to get better. You know what? Leaders step up. Leaders find a way. I say eagles come together for a short period of time to strategize, and then they leave to go out and dominate. Ducks come together and they stay together quacking and trying to figure out what's going to happen, following around everybody and going in circles, not still trying to figure out why is that things ain't changing. Ducks are not leaders. Eagles are leaders. So reach out to one. Stay fired up. You big boy sick out
to
here.
breathe, but that's alright. Hush.